What's up everybody, my name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon, the crypto universe. Today's Friday, June 12th. Now today's dog presentation, I'm going to explain why dog Bitcoin is programmed to hit multi-billions of dollars in its market cap. Now this video specifically is a demonstration and a presentation giving you the history of how dog themed meme coins have performed across all these other chains. And that dog right now is next in line, because dog is built on the largest liquidity pool and largest crypto out there, which is Bitcoin itself. We've never seen this before, and why dog is going to be next in line to follow the same trajectory as these other dog themed meme coins. So this video is for either people who are already established within dog that are very familiar with it, and also for beginners who know nothing about dog and why they must understand why dog is going to be one of the biggest plays this year. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So here are some things that you must know just as the basics, right? So right now, runes are the fungible tokens on Bitcoin, one of the top fungible tokens on Bitcoin. And it is the largest, by the way, of these Bitcoin runes. Now, the token supply is at 100 billion total. That's the cap. It will not inflate. It's not like any other tokens like Shiba Inu or Dogecoin that's in the trillions of token supply. It's only 100 billion. It's also the #1 runes by holders. It has the largest distribution amongst its holders. This is what we call the free and fair airdrop. Also, dog is built on Bitcoin, which is an amazing sentiment layer that is heavily secured. It's built on a proof of work consensus. This is what makes it super decentralized. Now, dog was the first major community owned runes token by far, inscribed directly on the Bitcoin base layer without any pre-mines, no VC allocations, and especially no team treasuries. This avoids any insider trading or favor to whales. This is the most important thing. This is community owned first. Next up, peers are already at billions. So if you look at the peers, such as Dogecoin, currently right now at the time of this recording, it is at $14 billion, and that's on the Dogecoin blockchain. And then there's Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is $2.8 billion. This is, by the way, when we're in a bear market at peak extreme fear levels. It's at $2.8 billion. It's the #1 meme coin on Ethereum. Now, when you look at dog, it is the #1 meme coin on Bitcoin. And yes, Bitcoin is a blockchain. It can have other protocols on top of it, aka meta protocols. So fungible tokens on Bitcoin is the new meta. That's what dog is. Dog is using the same mechanics based on all these other coins, but it's not inflationary. It's set at a certain supply and it has no insider allocations or team members. That's very different from Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Now, every major blockchain has a #1 meme coin. Dogecoin has its own thing, Shiba Inu has its own thing, Dog now has its own thing with Bitcoin. And currently it's at 233x less market cap than Dogecoin. Think about that. Now every dog themed meme coin has gone parabolic. Every single one, every single time. Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, we even have Bonk and Floki. These have all exceeded over $1 billion and have reached even more than 10 billions of dollars. Dog's the only one right now sitting on Bitcoin with the deepest liquidity, the largest global user base, which, by the way, if you don't know, most people around the world that own cryptocurrency mostly own Bitcoin. And it is also the most trusted ledger, which is Bitcoin. The pattern is very clear. The gap will be historic, meaning the gap between 60 million to even Floki's 4 billion, Bonk's 3.3 billion, doesn't matter. The upside is quite huge. Now let's talk about some macro catalyst event that could affect dog. We got to focus on Bitcoin first. So the Bitcoin liquidity tide does lift dog pretty much in parallel. So if you look at the Bitcoin tailwind, such as the post-halvening, which is basically Bitcoin seller pressure, ETF inflows, which by the way is kind of done off-chain, not on-chain. Now what's really important about these ETF inflows is that yes, the institutions are buying more Bitcoin, but most of that trading is happening off-chain, which means that the risk of Bitcoin being secured and decentralized is more at risk because miners are not incentivized to validate the blocks because there's nothing there. But because of runes and ordinals, but more specifically runes, they've generated more transactions on the Bitcoin network That means it incentivizes miners to stick around, and it actually helps secure Bitcoin and keep it decentralized. That's what's amazing about Dog and Runes. Then there's also the Bitcoin price discovery above prior all-time highs before it unlocks into altcoin rotation. So basically when Bitcoin does experience a parabola event, those profits are going to rotate into altcoins, and more importantly, meme coins. Meme coins always have rallies in altcoin season. Then every Bitcoin bull cycle, capital cascades into the Bitcoin ecosystem assets. So basically what you'll see is when Bitcoin rises, you'll see most of those speculative assets rotate into either layer 2s, fungible tokens, or NFTs on Bitcoin, aka called Ordinals. That's pretty much how it's going to work. And so Runes protocol is right now the Bitcoin's first native fungible token standard by far. Now, let's look at Dog specific catalysts. How is Bitcoin going to affect Dog in these liquidity tides? Well, basically, because it's the largest rune token by market cap, it's going to experience the first destination for Bitcoin ecosystem liquidity. So when people want to speculate with their Bitcoin, they're most likely going to put it into Dog since it's built natively within the Bitcoin chain. Exchange listings will then follow suit. Once they see a lot of transactions and a lot of activity within Dog on-chain, then exchanges will then continue to list Dog like Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, Upbit, Coinbase, OKX, you name it. They will start listing Dog because they see the amount of volume that's happening. They want to capture that volume. Also, by the way, if you don't know, Dog is available on Kraken right now. It's regulated within the US. This allows for people to buy Dog easily. So this is happening right now as we speak. Then you have growing DEX and cross-chain bridge infrastructures. You're seeing that a lot of different DEXs are building swaps and also allowing people to buy Dog on-chain rather than going through centralized exchanges. Then there's also the community-driven buy pressure campaigns, structurally accumulating supply, which is happening right now. And I'll talk about Operation Dog Buy Domination Part 3 in just a little bit, but let's further talk about supply mechanics that favor price discovery. Now, this is something that you really need to understand, okay? So right now, there are roughly over 99,000 holders across Bitcoin, Layer 1, Solana, even Stacks. Now, roughly 77% of the supply is within the community. Because Dog was 100% free and fair airdrop to Runestone Ordinal holders, you can see that all the token supply has been given out to community, not team members. No favor to whales. Basically, this is completely decentralized in its own way. Then you have 8.8% reserved within exchanges like Kraken, Gate.io, BitGet, MEXC. But nonetheless, we also discovered recently that Binance has actually accumulated roughly 13.7% of the token supply. And again, I've made videos on this before. Check out the link on the upper right hand side on YouTube if you want to understand what that means. But Binance has been accumulating part of the supply because they know eventually Dog is going to have a lot of traction and Bitcoin meme coin season is going to have its next run up because we've never experienced a Bitcoin meme coin season. And that's mainly due to because we are in a bear market for crypto for the past 3 years. So eventually it's going to reverse and Dog will be the leading factor in that. Next up, now runes are experiencing their Ethereum moment for Bitcoin. You must be wondering what that means. Well, let's focus on number one, Bitcoin's first native token standard, which is Dog and runes. So after 15 years of Bitcoin being around, being a store of value, runes pretty much changed everything because they allowed fungible tokens to be built on Bitcoin without being a wasteful UTXO model. There's no side chains, no bridges, no compromises. It's just built on Bitcoin on the most programmable asset layer for the first time. Then, number two, it's a new asset class born on the most trusted chain, which is Bitcoin. So every time a major blockchain unlocks a new primitive, a new wave of capital follows. So Rune tokens is the unlock for Bitcoin. We are at day one of the multi-year repricing of what Bitcoin native assets are worth. Then on number three, Dog holds that flagship position because when things start to pop off, most likely Dog is going to be the front runner of that. So in every new on-chain ecosystem, one asset absorbs the narrative premium first. That's going to be Dog at 100 billion fixed supply, which by the way, most of it is being accumulated right now as we speak. It has the deepest liquidity, the most holders, and Dog is not competing for that position. It already owns it right now. Then number four, driving real Bitcoin L1 activity. Because of Dog and runes, they've accounted for much of like over 59.6% of all Bitcoin transactions over the past 2 years. This is on-chain proof. This is not false. This is literally happening right now. Runes right now is generating real economic activity at the base layer right now for Bitcoin. Then last but not least, there's number five, infrastructure is catching up fast. Wallets, custodians, exchanges, dexes are integrating native rune support at an accelerating pace compared to what Ethereum had back in the day. We only had Uniswap for Ethereum, and we weren't able to have exchanges allow us to buy Shiba Inu or even Floki on their exchanges. This only happened on Uniswap. And again, there was a huge friction there, but now things are accelerating at a much faster pace. You can buy Dog on Kraken without having to go on a decentralized exchange in case you're curious. Or you can buy it on BitGet, you can buy it on Gate, you can buy it on Mexi very easily. Now, in terms of strategic exchange positioning, you know that Kraken, Gate, Mexi, and BitGet have allowed people to buy Dog easily. It expands the demand, and it builds a structural asymmetry that mathematically drives the price higher over time. It may not happen right now, as times tend to be very quiet in bear markets, but over time, this will absolutely happen because the rails are already built there. Now, if you look at the community flywheel, it's already spinning right now as we speak. So right now there's coordinated daily recurring buys. So people are buying Dog with $10 buy orders, and some people are spending even daily buy orders that are around 2,000. I'm seeing it on chain right now. Now, Operation Dog by Nomination Part 3 is going to do something like this, where it's going to be a recurring buy order set on your favorite exchange. This will be announced hopefully maybe even next week, maybe the week after, but it is in the works. I'm currently working on that. This is going to be very different from every other Operation by Dog domination, because usually we targeted one exchange and only one day. This will not be the exact same thing. So this will be very interesting once I publish this pretty soon. Then transparency always builds trust, because on-chain forensic research exposes manipulation and educates holders, transforming the community from passive holders into informed, confident, long-term participants. This is why we educate Dog on a daily basis and why we create these presentations, so that you understand why Dog isn't just some random token. It's built within its fundamentals to do very well because it has the free and fair fundamentals in it. Now, what's great about the holder count within Dog is that because there's no favor to whales or insiders or even team members or VCs, there's no possible chance that they could even dump their tokens all at the exact same time. Because that's what's great about the tokens, that more than 77% of the supply is given to the community, which are individual retails rather than big players that try to dump on retails. This is why Dog hasn't died in over 2 years, when multiple meme coins have died, such as Mog coin, such as Brett, you name it. A lot of coins have died and they're not coming back anytime soon. Then when you combine two different cultures, there's the meme culture and then there's the Bitcoin legitimacy. When you combine these two, it basically is a viral cultural renaissance with Bitcoin grade technical security. This pairing has never existed before Dog. This is amazing. Now, how do we get to multi-billions of dollars? Well, it's all in the math. If you think about it, right now Dog is at around 60 million market cap, but if we were at 200 million market cap, that'd be roughly at a price point of 0.002. Then at 2 cents, Dog will be at $2 billion market cap. Then at a $10 billion market cap for Dog, it'll be priced at 10 cents. So at 100 billion tokens, achieving Doge parity only requires about $25 billion. This is a $25 billion market cap that mirrors where an inflation-free Bitcoin native Doge equivalent should trade at. Now, let's talk about the forensic research that we've been covering lately, especially if you're new to Dog. This is what you need to understand. So there is some on-chain data that reveals that there's currently right now a suppression in the price, but that could be disguised as an actual opportunity. So what's the forensic evidence that we found recently? Well, there's been 158 wallets that have roughly 13.7% of the token supply of Dog. Now, these are different 4 layers of wallets. There's the hot wallet, bridges, there's the market makers, and then the whales. They're all tied to Binance, by the way. Then there's a wash trading ratio, roughly around 0.9 to 1% during April and May price windows. And mostly all of them are clustered by the origin address of the Binance Ordinal hot wallet. There's a reason why they're trying to influence the prices on exchanges. It's because they want to buy Dog on the cheap and they're trying to trick retail into selling. And if you're new to this, if you're new to crypto, Binance has been one of the most untrustworthy exchanges in the world. Now, why is this type of suppression of the price an opportunity and very bullish for you? Well, check this out. Artificial price suppression below fundamental value actually equals a deep discount entry, meaning you, the retail, may see the suppression, but it's actually an opportunity for you to buy it on the cheap and become the 1% and become like Binance, where you're buying things affordable before the mass crowd arrives. These sophisticated actors are accumulating confirms conviction in the future price discovery of Dog. Now, when price suppression ends, price is going to revert violently to the true market value. So as much as these artificial price suppressions happen for Dog, dog to the downside, it happens in the reverse. It can happen to the upside as well. And it's happened before. It's happened before in other meme coins. So community awareness of manipulation, which they know now, drives the counter accumulation, which is why you're seeing a whole bunch of dog army members buy dog. And with this on-chain transparency means that this manipulation is finite and is actually being documented as we speak. Now, how do the catalyst events play out? Well, basically, first you have Operation Dog Buy Domination Phase 3, which is when we calculate how everybody's going to be buying dog on a continuing basis, not just on one day, but having reoccurring buys. And again, this will be announced shorter rather than later. Then eventually in the midterm, you'll start to see more exchanges list dog. You may not believe it now because exchanges want one thing. It's not about how you feel or what your beliefs are. They care about making money, and they will only follow money. That's what they do. They're a business. They don't care about if dog is decentralized and calling out corruption, stands for free and fair. All they care about is making money. And that's why they're accumulating as much dog, roughly around 13.7% of the supply, is because they know when dog is listed on these other exchanges, which is not listed on, such as OKX, Bybit, KuCoin, then those exchanges will allow for more holders and investors to have exposure to dog at a higher price point and sell their 13.7% of the supply to those new holders. But you can front run that by becoming Binance and buying right now and selling to those people that are too late to the game. That's just kind of how crypto works, and even stocks work for that matter. Any investing thing, that's how it works. Then there's going to be a Bitcoin cycle altcoin rotation. This is the mid-long term. So eventually when Bitcoin has a bull market, it's going to rotate much of those profits into altcoins, and then it's going to rotate into meme coins. So it's a domino effect. You see how dog has met multiple catalyst events, not just one thing? This is just how the scenarios could play out. Then in the long term, when Bitcoin financial layer maturation begins, then Bitcoin evolves into a programmable asset layer. Runes will always become the rune token standard rather than speculative, and dog will be the reserve meme asset of that ecosystem. Just like everybody is a big fan of Dogecoin and even Shiba Inu, these coins have strong communities because even in the bear market, when they've been down so much, they're still around because they're considered the number one asset of that chain. So dog is going to be the number one asset of Bitcoin in the multi-billions of dollars, regardless of what we think. So last thing that you need to remember, and this is a summary, this is the closing case, because there's only one Bitcoin, there's only one dog, and there's only one outcome. Why dog is going to hit multi-billions of dollars is because it has a fixed supply and the most secure ledger in history, the largest distributed holder base in the Runes ecosystem, a cultural meme energy that rivals Doge and Sheep at a fraction of their market caps, an organized community executing coordinated buy strategies, on-chain forensics documenting the suppression window as a once-in-a-cycle accumulation opportunity, and Bitcoin's macro tailwind carrying the entire ecosystem upward. Dog is not waiting to be discovered. Dog is waiting to be repriced into the right price that it's meant to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why dog is programmed for the multi-billions of dollars. It's going to happen regardless of the multi-catalyst events that we have coming up. It's going to pick one of those. And also, we understand where the price suppression is happening. It's happening because Binance Ordinal Hot Wallet is accumulating dog, and they're using all these other layers of wallets to do that. But right now, they want your dog. And you know that dog is going to follow the same trajectory as all the other dog-themed meme coins. It's all going to be in the multi-billions of dollars. Dog being on the biggest, most trusted, most secure, decentralized blockchain out there, Bitcoin. So the upside for dog is there. All you have to do is either accumulate, hodl, do your research, and never fall for just price. Because as you know, price on CoinMarketCap and even on CoinGecko is calculated by the liquidity flow on exchanges. It's not determined by how many people hold it, it's determined by the liquidity flow. And because of that, you can see that right now dog is being suppressed for that reason. So don't fall for it. Dog has 100 billion token supply. That's very small compared to Dogecoin and Shiba Inu's multi-trillions of dollars in terms of its token supply. Dog is the alpha this cycle. Now, I want to thank our sponsors, C2 Blockchain and Trucker Biff. Make sure to smash up that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates. We're in Dog and Moon. Till then, see you guys girls next time.